What is going on, everyone? It is Matthew from YT here, and welcome to today's episode of the Tessa Region, my own fakemon region based on Alaska. In today's video, we're going to be creating the map and the free starter Pokemon. I hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. Just a quick note before we get into the video, I am no artist, I haven't claimed to be one, so don't expect any Sugimori level art. But by the time the Tessa Region's dex is full, I'll get everything commissioned for one big video on the Tessa Region. So now let's design the grass starter for the Tessa Region. Chiroptera. It is based on the Keen's long ear bat in Alaska, which is weird because there's only like 5 bat species in Alaska to choose from. I give it the grass typing, or made the bat a grass because, you know, fruit bats obviously should be a grass type, however it's, you know, King Long's ear bat. I just kind of mix and matched. For the design, I obviously encapsulate the long ears, and more importantly, I wanted the wings to resemble leaves, particularly one leaf, like one big giant leaf. And it will like all merge together well, which comes into play for what I have planned for its final. There isn't loads to talk about. I like the design, it's really cutesy, and what even adds the cherry on top is the berry. The berry, guys. I decided to add a little berry for the Pokemon to be nomming on, which will play into its finals ability. So yeah, with that said, let's read the dex entry. Chiroptera, the grass bat Pokemon. Chiroptera is a curious Pokemon, often scavenging berries for itself and others in hope of strengthening itself to evolve bigger and stronger and making friends. It often stores berries nearby for emergencies. This Pokemon blends perfectly into the tree foliage, however look for traces of eaten food and tada. It obviously gets the overgrow ability, increases the power of grass type moves when HP falls below a third. And when it came to the shiny, I decided to go with like the leaves changing seasonally based on the colour, and the colour changes on the seasons. So I kind of got it working nicely. One thing I probably would change now, and I might just, is the belly. The belly seems to be too vibrant of a red considering the rest of the colour scheme. However, it goes with the tail, so I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. With that said, I hope you guys like Chiroptera, the grass bat Pokemon. Let me know who you're going to be picking down below after the video wraps up. Now let's design the fire starter. Next up we have Proterupt. Proterupt is an amalgamation of Erupt for the fire typing, of course, and Proteus, a bacteria found in the body, which makes sense later for the dex entry. But I know what you're thinking, the Tessa region is based on Alaska, so either the water, grass, or a fire should be based on a bear. But like, I just decided to be a little more original than that. However, to ease your conscience, there will be a new Bearmon edition, or even an original form of what the Bearmons we have now. So weirdly, I decided to make the fire starter a NEWT. There's only like a few amphibians found in Alaska. I know it should be a water starter, however we already have Sobble. And I have a really cool axolotl fire steel final idea, which you'll have to wait for, but I think it works well. Designing this Pokemon wasn't too hard, however I redid it from my original art on screen now to get the geometry a little better, and I also decided to give it a mask, as it kind of takes a superhero kind of role in which the dex entry clarifies. Also, by adding this mask, it plays plenty potential to the lizard/NEWT idea, as it could flare into be a dragon design like Heloisk, or keep the mask as a helmet. I don't know, I liked the idea, so I did it. I added a flame pattern on the chest as a nice contrast between the colours, and give the design a little more oomph that I needed. So with that said, let's read the dex entry. Proterupt, the fire NEWT Pokemon. The bacterium found within Proterupt helps keep its body temperature up, keeping energy intake through metabolic reactions, usually causing Proterupt to be a hot-headed starter, requiring lots of training to build its trust. But when you do, this Pokemon uses its tail steel and the flint on its crest to keep you and other Pokemon warm in the Alaskan cold, fending off any vicious Pokemon from bullying other Pokemon. So it will obviously be getting the Blaze ability, the power of fire types moves increased by 50% when HP falls below a third. For the shiny, I decided to give it that water coloration, turning the orangey red to blue. Also blue fire, aka the roaring flame of, you know, in the lab, the Bunsen burner. Let me know what you think, I think it works. So yeah, that is Proterupt, the fire NEWT Pokemon. You like this fire Pokemon? Let me know down below. So far, out of Chiroptera and Proterupt, who are you picking? Let's move on to the water starter. For the water Pokemon, I wanted to get an animal that was native in Alaska. So I was originally thinking of walrus. However, for the base starter, a manatee seemed like the perfect fit. Manatee, obviously being manatee and sea, very on the nose, I know. The walrus is probably going to be its final, with a cool idea I have in mind. This design was the hardest for me because since I couldn't because it's a base Evo, over-design or oversimplify it, so I ended up making something I'm happy about, adding a seafoam kind of elegant robe around its neck, as the concept just works. I also give the tail a kind of tidal wave design, like a wave about to crash onto the ocean surface. Colouring MANATEE was a walk in the park. I kind of give it like a spurting fountain tuft of fur on its head. It works all well. Let me know what you think. Let's read the dex entry. MANATEE, the Manatee Pokemon. All MANATEE by nature are adamant. They are the most lovable of the Tessa starters, often choosing you before you choose them as your companion. Their tails allow them to be super efficient swimmers. The seafoam on its neck allows many microorganisms to thrive, as when it swims it loses a lot of its seafoam, however regenerates it by crashing back and forth against the waves. It helps the ocean thrive with life. For its ability, obviously it will be getting Torrent. I don't know why I need to keep explaining these. Basic starter stuff, increases the power of water type moves by 50% when HP falls below a third. Yeah. For its shiny, I decided to just go with the earlier and even current kind of trend of blues turning into pinks. And I think it works, just let me know. So with all the Tessa starters wrapped up, let me know down below who you are picking. Personally, if I was to pick one, it'd have to be Chirptera, or even Proterupt. But I'm not too sure now, but I want to know what you guys think, so let me know down below. Let's quickly design the Tessa Region's map. Alright, so basically when it came to designing the map, obviously it needs to be in the shape of Alaska. However, because the games are called Pokemon Positive and Pokemon Negative, I wanted the island to have a sort of yin and yang kind of shape. I know Reshiram and Zekrom are the yin and yang kind of Pokemon, and my legendaries for this region aren't planning on being yin and yang. Just wanted the island to resemble, imbalance, opposites attracting, with the general shape of Alaska. And basically, we'll just talk about a little. I've managed to get all the routes on screen now and all the different locations. As basic as they are, they're not fully done because obviously, as I say, I'm no artist. But I'll talk about some of them. So near Route 11 and 18, where the snowy ice falls into the big, massive, circles of the Yin and Yang logo, the national parks, is based on the Mendenhall Glacier in Alaska. And we don't start too far from there. However, we won't be going that route on our journey unless, obviously, you turn around and go that way. It should be the wrong route starting off, however. Whatever floats your own boat. We're also on the map, you can't explicitly see it, but there will be a Native Heritage Centre like there is in Alaska for the Native Americans and resemblance of the history of the Tessa region in, obviously, my region. Near Route 14 is the sandy dunes of Kobuk in Alaska. It's basically Alaska's desert, even though you wouldn't think they have one. It's mad, but that means we actually have a nice location for sand and rock types. Ground and rock types, why did I say sand? Near Route 75, the second lake is based on the Kenai Fjords National Park with the island in the middle. Obviously, when you go to these areas where there's water, there'll be different water Pokemons like Gyarados, Lapras and stuff like that. Basically how there is in the Paldea. And without explicitly being on the map, near Route 9, I'm going to have a place that I've added in, but it makes sense because obviously Alaska is rich in prehistoric history with the dinosaurs. This will be the Paleo Ridge, in which you'll collect your fossil Pokemon to get them from, but we won't talk about that until we design them later on. I also have ice glaciers at the bottom, a nice icy area for ice types. These islands on the bottom left will be where you fight the Elite Four, and it also play an important part. I have Lugia in the map right now because of that DLC idea I have planned. You will go into this. Originally you walk past it. It's just a massive body of water, but eventually in the DLC, when there's new gimmicks added, you can swim down and you'll meet Lugia. But enough about that. With all the different routes, I try to necessarily make them flow in a logical order, but they don't always do in Pokemon games, so I try to encapsulate that. And that's why, for example, Route 20 is at the top right, however 19 and 18 are the bottom right. It works like that. And there's a few secrets on the map. I also included beaches, so now we can get, well, for example, in Paldea there's a convergent Pokemon like Wiglet and stuff like that. So yeah, I've just tried to make, this is a basic design of the map. I have a nice ratio of land, snow and mountains for Alaska, and I think it all works well. But you guys let me know what you think down below. This region at the top right, kind of middle, is based on the... Obviously, you know, it doesn't show on the map, but there are roads, bridges and stuff like that there are in Alaska, obviously with it being like an American sort of region. Just wanted to let you know, so you don't... Obviously I've got these bridges on the map, but these are just really basic designs with weird geometry shapes. I am alright at Photoshop, and that's what I designed all this on. However, I lost my graphics pen, so I couldn't draw, you know, actual bendy bridges. There will be roads and also different transports of Pokemon you can do, and obviously there will be cities on the map. There isn't much cities, or there's no idea where you think there would be cities right now, but there will be. You know, there'll be one close to the body of the waters, like Anchorage and stuff like that. There will be a museum on the map in which you can go to, you know, convert your fossil Pokemon to Pokemon. Obviously there will also be an area where, for example, over here near Route 4, where the river splits, will be like Brook Falls National Park and everything like that. Obviously I haven't said all this in a chronological order, and I do apologise. There'll be places like Seward, Alaska. I just want to bring a rich in culture. There will also be, you know, mines because of the gold rush and everything like that. Really trying to incorporate all of Alaska's sort of culture and past and history and all of it. And with this basic design of the map, I think it works well for a basic idea how things go. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Obviously I'll get it commissioned with everything added in a later date. So yeah, that was the first episode of my Fakemon region, or creating stuff for the Tessa region, my Fakemon region. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications if you have. And also if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below and pick your favourite starter Pokemon, pick what you like about the map, everything like that. As long as you leave a like, I know if you guys like the series or not, and I will continue to make it. With that said, I'll see you in the next one.